Hello everyone, welcome back to our winter episode here in the farm. I wasn't able to film in the last few days. We had a cold snap here in Alberta, here in our place, and whew, it dropped like minus 30 degrees Celsius and it feels like minus 50 wind chill. That was crazy. And during that time, it just got me thinking about if you have a small farm or a small place to raise some chickens, what are the top three that you need? Well, if you are going for a laying chicken, I would suggest to go for our top of the list, Rhode Island Red. Look at her. She's pretty, fluffy. They are dual purposes. They can be meat chicken or egg. They are also excellent layer. They lay brown eggs and they are also very adaptable to the climate, and they can lay eggs between 250 to 300 eggs a year. Whoa! So that's really productive when it comes into laying eggs. Now, most of the people call her as well the utility breed because they are multi-purposes. They can be companion, they can be for meat chicken, and they're also good as a layer chicken. And of course, if you are going for laying chicken, don't forget about the leghorns. They're the most productive one when it comes into white eggs. They lay white eggs and they're also very adaptive to the climate. So I have no problem over the winter or summer. They still lay eggs. So these chickens are very cost effective because they lay lots of eggs all throughout the year and they don't really eat much. They don't really have this thick meat in their body. They just lay big eggs as they grow older. So this chicken is really good for beginner because you don't have to tend them much. So white leghorns are the usual breed that use for commercial production. So anything that you buy from the store with white eggs, usually they have white leghorn chicken because they are being used for commercial production. They're actually called the laying machine. Now, Astrolorp can also be a big addition to the family, especially here in our Canadian winter. So you need to have the chickens equipped for this kind of weather. So I like them because they're very friendly and the color as well, the black color tends to like highlight them. So this chicken lay brown eggs and they are excellent layer because they can lay over 250 eggs a year. So they're very efficient if you wanted egg all throughout the year. They're so fluffy. It's because they're very adaptive. It's winter time and they don't have any problem over the winter because of their feather. So I recommend having one for the beginner because you don't have to worry about the weather for them. This breed, the record holder for laying eggs. This breed laid 364 eggs a year. Wow. And with this kind of breed that we have, we are not having any problem at all on winter time. In the last 2 weeks, the temperature just dropped minus 30 degrees and the chicken are still laying and I have no issue, no frostbite, nothing. And the coops remain at positive. It was positive 5. So they're still laying. They're cozy. I just have to add more layer of hay. So I have to keep up with their beddings like every other day. Now, going for meat chicken during the summertime, first option we have is the Cornish cross, which is the broiler chicken that you get from the store. They typically grow fast. Within 4 or 5 weeks, they're ready to go, and they can weigh in around 4 to 5 pounds for female, and the male will go for roughly around 5 to 6 pounds. So the male ones are tend to be a much heavier, and so you wanted to get that check as well if you're buying from a hatchery. And the next one will be a western rustic chicken. They're a lot easier to raise than the Cornish cross because they're more hardy, but it takes a lot longer before you can harvest them. Yes. So usually it will take you around 9 to 12 weeks before you can harvest them, and they go the same weight as the Cornish cross, which is 4 to 5 pounds for female and 5 to 6 pounds for the male. So, whew, I'm just feeding all this goat. I am cleaning up their feeder because we have a warm weather today. We're actually at +3. After that 2 weeks of cold snap, the temperature went up to positive. So I think it's time for me to check everything. I put on new beddings for the goat, and I'll go put on new beddings for the chicken as well while the weather is still positive. Anyone who's familiar with Freedom Ranger breed, they are easy to attend to. They're brown chicken and almost as hardy as the laying chickens, but they are meat chicken. They can also lay eggs, but they're not ideal for it. You can roughly get around 200 eggs a year, so it's not ideal to keep them for laying. They are usually for meat chicken. When I say it's a lot easier to take care of them because this chicken can forage. So if you have a space for them to roam around and find something to eat, bugs, pests, whatever it is, grass maybe, they will do so while you're feeding their daily diet. So it's a good way to have some pest control using your chicken as well. So you're raising them and having them a good, healthy diet. Because we did have a small space before, and we tend to raise small animals, and we choose the right breed for us as we don't have that much resources, and so we make sure that they are equipped for the environment that we're in, and it's gonna be easier for us. Don't fight, and you will thank yourself at the end of the day if you do so, because it's not gonna be easy when winter comes. And with our goat, I have no problem with them. They're very hardy. As long as they have food, they have good beddings, and their shelter, they're fine. And most importantly, if you are building a shelter and you are here in Alberta, make sure it's facing south because most of the wind is from north. That's the cold wind going towards south. You barely have a wind coming the other way. And if it does, it's not that cold. They're busy foraging because I clean up the feeder. It's empty. Now I have to go on the other side to fill it up. Let's go! The sun hits my face. It's like everything. When you're stuck inside the house with that cold snap, when the sun hits your face, whew, you're melting. That feels good. You really don't mind doing the chores if the weather is, oops, like this. Whew. So I think that's it for feeding our goat and also attending our chicken for this beautiful day today. And the new year is just starting up. Whew. I love it. Can't wait for the spring. We get some stuff planned for the spring. We need to start with our gardening, and also we will expand the chicken coop and have more animals over the springtime towards the summer. So tune in for that. uh, Thank you guys for watching, and see you around in our next video.